So I'm reviewing some of the colors that we're looking at here, and there are 6 colors that we have to work with. We have green, that's normal. We have, you could say, a dark, maybe a lightish tone of black, maybe black you could say. Then we have a neutral type green, neutral gray, orange, red, pink, and a pinkish lightish thingy, which I don't know where that is. Oh, no big deal. Anyway, so we're going to start with the smaller colors and then work our way up. So the small color, the least amount of colors we're going to probably be working on is the red. Red is easy. I have a lot of red. As a matter of fact, I was ready to pull out the shine red until I had the custom red colors, which I don't know if I have enough. There should be enough in there. This is the one that I used on my Aegis Master Grade kit that I built a while back. I don't know if you guys remember this. I still have enough in here. That should be enough to cover all the red parts that's here. And as I'm noticing from the package, not much to work with here. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, 8 parts. It's pretty much the rounds of the Panzerfaust, so I don't have to worry about that. This is perfect enough. The next part will be the actual thrusters, and I have orange. I have Tamiya's orange. I was under the impression that I had another orange, in which case I did, which was a orange color from Hobby Colors. May use this one because the consistency is on this one's better than this. I've never seemed to get a good consistency spray from Tamiya. So I'll try this. It's a little lighter. I think that will be more appropriate for this. The next color, and pretty much the orange covers the trims parts here, the thruster parts there, down here, and I don't know if let me breeze through this. So you have the thrusters on the shoulder, the legs, the feet down below, so that definitely needs to be painted. And I don't see anything else. Okay, good. So that's that. Now, the umbilicals. I was originally thinking of painting it gold. But going to my good friend at F&M Hobbies, it's in Denville, New Jersey, who has a nice supply of LCAT paints, I thought it would be appropriate to try this. Copper. It's like gold. I like the color of copper, and I think maybe the copper color on the umbilicals would probably be sufficient. Now, again, when I was showing this off, and you know what? Let me get it. Let's open it up a bit. The feel for this is not a PCP. This is more of a rubbery look to it. And then there's these little seam lines there, which is gonna, I guess maybe once it's bent, it's no big deal. But I don't know how can I sand this? How can I remove this? Maybe if you guys shoot me out an idea, I'll try it. I will get the sanding paper and sand it down a bit as best as I can just to remove those seam lines. Then what I'll probably do is I'm going to cut this rubber part off and spray paint this with this and see how it feels and how it looks. If it comes out well, fine. If it doesn't, considering that this is I don't know how this will react to this type of material, I will then try another paint. So we'll test this out later on. Now we get to the bigger parts. The gray, which is basically the inner frame. It's all going to be painted neutral gray from Tamiya. And the reason why I want to do this is because this is not a. I don't feel like putting lacquer-based paint on an inner frame. Don't want to risk this. Plus, the neutral gray off these from Tamiya came out really well the last time I used it. So definitely use it there. Moving on to the darker colors. I was pretty fond of how the navy blue came out, even though this is not navy blue. Looking at my what do you call it? Now even I forget my own kit. My masala. Well, to tell you the truth, in the light there is a navy blue. Didn't realize that until now. So maybe this is not a good choice for this. So we'll put this to the side. The next color that I have right now, and I think I may have to go to the store, go to the hobby store and check what I have. Clearly the only thing I think of is black, but this is way too black, and this one is not. It's too. Don't know. I'm thinking about this, but not completely. And the reason why is because I want to talk about the next color, which is the green. We'll get back to this later on, so I'll figure out what color to use for this. But for this, I mean for the green parts, I have a lot of green. I have olive drab here from Tamiya, and I have khaki drab. Two very cool colors. However, what I want to try is this Model Masters Dark Green. Let's shake this up and see what we have here. It is an enamel-based paint. I enjoyed how I painted some enamel-based paints on other kits in the past after figuring things out. Maybe this is not a good example, but yeah, the color on this is really nice. It is gloss, yes, I know that. But spraying, you know, once I spray paint this and it dries, and then I give it a flat coat of this, this probably will offset this. But there's a reason why I chose an enamel-based paint. Going back to a lacquer base, black. I'm going to paint all the green parts black, and then I'm going to paint all the black parts green, dark green. And then once I'm done, I'm going to try some, I would probably say a little bit of scarring or weathering, or a little bit of like paint chipping. That is my idea for all the green parts here. So there you have it. I have all the paints minus this, which I'm now going to double check on if I have. I got a lot of work to do and very little time to do it. So what can I say, but let's start building master grade Geara Doga. Now, I've been reviewing some parts here and things like that, and gotta make sure which are the parts that I'm going to be, which I'm going to be, you know, pre-assembling first. Clearly, in a frame is easy to do. But there was something that I forgot to mention to you guys while I was doing my recording. Now, the weathering and the chip paint parts, the aspect, was something that I want to try. And it's no big deal. And many of you are probably screaming to me saying, do battle damage. Trust me, I've explored that possibility of battle damage. Really, I did. I'm not very good at it, and maybe I just need to try it out on some other kits, not this guy. No time for me to experiment. But there is something that I do want to do that I did last year with another high-grade kit, with another kit that you guys probably don't remember. Remember the high-grade kempfer? As a matter of fact, let me pull it out so you guys can see this. Now, what was unique about the high-grade kempfer is what I did with it during its build. I gave it a slightly different textured look to it. I don't know if you guys can remember this. As you see, there's a roughness to it. What I did was I took putty, Tamiya's putty, and mixing it with liquid thinner. Not thinner, I think it was the actual surfacer, liquid surfacer. And making a putty-like paste of this, I applied it all over the green parts here and gave it a rough, kind of like a semi-rough texture look to it. I like how it came out with this, even though it didn't win. But that was something that I wanted to try. And sure enough, I want to try it with the Geara Doga. I want to actually give it an extra layer of putty, thin. It's going to be pretty much. It's going to be prime. It is a prime putty type thing that I'm going to create. And then as it's drying and curing, I'm going to give it some lines, some scar marks. I'm going to make the Geara Doga like a seasoned Geara Doga, not a Geara Doga that's just came out of the factory and it's been polished by a newbie pilot. I'm talking like a veteran. I have been through 50 engagements, took down 100 Jagans, nearly got my head cut off by a Gundam type Geara Doga, something that has been around the block. That was kind of like my inspiration of my kit when I did the diorama, that I wanted to make a kind of like a mercenary commando type suit or Black Ops team. Now I'm not going to do a Black Ops team with this guy, but giving it that rough texture look to it and some features that it looks like he's been around. That is my idea. That is the choice that I want to make. And I've tried this on the kempfer, on the high-grade kempfer last year, and I want to try it again with this guy. So let me begin taking apart all these parts.